AIO girlfriend went out to lunch with a male coworker. So my girlfriend texted me that she was going out to lunch with a group of friends to celebrate 2 interns finishing their internship this Friday. I said, cool, and have fun. They work in downtown Denver, where there are hundreds of restaurants and bars to walk to from work, but they decided to go to a restaurant like 40 minutes away from work, so they drive to the restaurant. 30 minutes pass, and I get a call from a friend. She says, "Hey, I just saw your girl eating lunch with some older guy." I replied back and told her, "Oh yeah, she's out with some coworkers." Then my friend is like, "No, it's just her and some guy." So I start to text my girlfriend asking her, "How is lunching going and who all went?" And she tells me, well, the 2 interns and like 4 other people. I was like, "Are you sure?" And she said, "Yes, why?" I tell her that I just got a call from a friend and described her and her guy G friend, and that it's only them 2. She tries to backtrack and says, "Oh yeah, the other people ditched us." I told her, "Stop lying. You and this other guy were the only ones going out to eat from the beginning, and you made up the whole story as a cover-up." Then she tried to blame me and say that she didn't believe that a friend of mine called me to let me know, and that I was following her, and I was a creeper and a liar. I was like, please, you got caught, and now you are trying to blame me for it. And no, I didn't not followed you, so stop with the lying. My specific question: I feel like my girl is either cheating on me, or she was just too scared to tell me that she was going out to lunch with a male coworker. What do you think I should do? BTW, we have been together for 7 years and have a 4-year-old daughter. Why did she have to lie about it and then try to blame me for it? I had been single for 3 years, and I was having fun. But on the other hand, my GF had been single over a month before we got together. In her own words, she felt in love with me the first time she saw me. The first years were very good. Even though I didn't want to be in a relationship, I still respected my GF and treated her with respect. There were a few times that I wanted to end the relationship because my GF was very insecure, jealous. I couldn't talk to any girls at work or anywhere BC. She would think that I was trying to cheat. I couldn't even eat lunch with one. My friends from work BC, some of his friends which were girls, would stop by and talk to us. And once again my GF would get jealous and think I was cheating. I do have to admit that my GF was the glue to our relationship BC. Anytime I wanted to break up, she was stubborn and would not give up on us. She would do all kind of nice things for me. She even bought a boxer puppy, which she found out it was my favorite breed. Later on, I found out she bought the puppy so that we could stay together. I never thought that my GF would cheat on me or even think of doing something like that. She was so in love with me that I didn't even have to try. All 7 years together, I thought we were good until 2024. She had just got promoted and was making more money than I was. Things started to change. She started drinking, which she has never had a drink with me. She started smoking weed every single day. It didn't bother me, since I too would do it once in a while, but then she would go out with one of her girlfriends that also smoke weed. They would go out every Friday from 8 p.m. to midnight smoking weed at the park. I felt like she was acting better than I was, that she really didn't need me at all. She started going out with her friends, even though the first 6 years she would not go out a single time with her friends at all BC. She rather stay home and chill. I also stayed home BC. I felt bad that she wouldn't go out with her friends, so I didn't think it was fair for me to do so. 2024, the beginning of January, is when she told me that she wasn't happy in the relationship, but that she wanted to work things out. She wanted me to help out more with our baby, stop watching sports or TV, and spend more time with her and the baby. I thought I was doing enough, but I guess I was wrong. I cut the cable, I started hanging out with them more, and taking our daughter to the park. I cleaned the house while she cooked. I even did our daughter's laundry. While I was doing all these new things and trying to make our relationship better, I found out that she was texting a coworker every single day from Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. when she would start work to 3:30 p.m. when she would get off work. This started in the middle of January until April 12th, 2024. The only reason I found out about it in March 2024 was BC we had an argument March 23rd, before the big argument on March 20th. I was helping her with a work project that she had to do a presentation on. I helped her a few times, and on the 20th of March, she asked me again to help her late at night, and I was like, no, I'm tired and going to bed. Besides, we have practiced so many times, and I believe you are ready for it. I saw her get upset and annoyed, so I decided to help her out, but she was still mad at me. Then on the next day, March 21st, she didn't communicate with me that she was going to go out with her friends and that I had to watch our baby. I wasn't mad that she was going out, I was more upset that she had not given me a heads up. Then on the 22nd of March, she decided at the last minute she was going to hang out with one of her friends and her kids. She asked me if I wanted to go out with them, but I said no, BC. It was only going to be her friend and 2 kids, and her friend's mom, and my GF and our daughter. So I stayed home and chilled. I later found out that she was mad, BC. I didn't go with them. I told her the reason I didn't go was BC. I was going to be the only male, and it would be best if it was just them. March 23rd, during the middle of day, she started saying some things which I thought were very disrespectful to me. I called her out on it, and she just blew up and told me that she was just done with our relationship. She was fed up with me not really helping out, supporting her career, or not hanging out with her friends, and not being the cuddling type. I was so upset that I even said fine, we are done. We really didn't talk or hang out the rest of the weekend. On Monday, I went to get our mail, and I opened up our Verizon statement. And that is when I discovered that she had been texting a coworker for a few months. I told her that she was having an emotional affair, but she denied it. It was someone in her team that was a little bit in a higher position than her. He lives out in the East Coast with his wife and 2 kids. I wasn't really worried about it, BC. He lived out in East Coast while we were in Denver, Colorado. But I was worried about how many times they were texting each other. It reminded me when we first got together and were texting each other every day, like we were in high school all over again. She kept telling Mai that it wasn't an emotional affair, and that all they talked about was about work, his kids, and the things he would like to do after work, and sports which she never talked to me about. I told her that I really didn't feel comfortable with the situation. I understood that they worked in the same team and that they would talk. I told her that I was okay with it, as long as they didn't talk about personal things. She promised that she would stop talking to him or texting, and that she would keep the conversation professional and just work-related. 2 weeks had passed, and once again I discovered that she had been talking to him about personal things. And I was just like, I'm done. I have lost trust in you. She apologized, and once again promised that this would not happen again. Ever since I lost trust in her, I started to question her, like how come you don't text me back right away like you used to? Or how come you changed your work schedule? Or why does it take you longer to get tow work when it usually would take us like anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes? She got fed up very quickly with me asking her those type of questions, so I promised that I would stop, and I did. But I still did not trust her 100%. She had always been good at communicating with me, like telling me when she was going to the gym to work out, or when she was going to go tanning, or tell me when she was about to leave work and head home. All that stopped, and there was no communication. It was hard for me at first, but I adjusted to the new changes. I stopped worrying about things and just went back to my old self, where I really didn't care what would happen in our relationship. I had faith in God. If this relationship was going to work, then it will. And if not, then God has other plans for me. Then in July, she and this other coworker, who actually worked in the same building and same floor as her, started talking. She had told me about him, how he was a manager, and that he was in the department where she wanted to make her next career move to. She also told me that he was the only manager that would talk to everyone and respected everyone. That he didn't have a big ego, just BC, he was an upper manager. So on July 18th, while she was at work and warming up her lunch, she bumped into the new guy, the manager. They somehow had a conversation about Amici's restaurant and that maybe they should go out to lunch there someday. So they made plans to go out to Amici's the following week, July 26th, but things didn't work out. BC, my GF's sister, came to visit, so she took some time off and had to cancel her lunch with the manager. Then the following week, after she was back in the office, she and the manager set up a new date, and it would be on August 6th. She never communicated with me about going out to lunch with this manager that worked in the same floor, but she did tell me about how she and a few of her friends were going to meet up for dinner on August 2nd. So on August 6th, she calls me to let me know that if it would be okay if she went out to lunch during work with a few friends. BC, there were 2 interns finishing their internship, so they were going to celebrate. Now you know what happened next.